All right, so we're going to be taking a deep dive today into the 4-hour work week.
Ah,
You shared the PDF with us,
mm,
and you're particularly interested in,
hmm
I think, the time management and productivity advice,
yes.
right? I mean, who doesn't want more time
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
productivity? So,
For sure.
um, so we're going to really try to hit that sweet spot today of giving you some actionable stuff
Okay.
that you can actually use, plus some of those really cool stories Ferriss tells,
Yeah,
um, to kind of bring it to life.
right.
So I guess to kick things off, what jumped out at you first about the book?
Well, the first thing that I thought was really interesting was just like his lifestyle.
Yeah,
Like he's motorcycling across Europe, then he's scuba diving in Panama,
it's crazy.
kickboxing in Thailand, tangoing in Argentina, like all while running a business.
Yeah, it's almost too cool to be true, right? Like you
Yeah.
read that and you're like,
Huh.
oh, come on.
Yeah.
But the thing that really makes it work is that he emphasizes over and over again that you don't have to be.
Like a multimillionaire
Right.
to live this way. And I think that's what will resonate with you,
Yeah,
is that this kind of freedom is attainable.
absolutely. And, I think he really focuses on breaking away from this idea of like work till you drop.
Yeah.
He calls it the deferred life plan.
Hmm.
Like grind now and then enjoy life later,
Yeah.
maybe when you're 62.
Right.
He really challenges that.
Yeah. Instead of being tied to a desk, he focuses on this idea of separating income from time.
Right.
So, like, he talks about things like, and this might sound a little complex at first, but
Okay.
like taking advantage of currency differences in different countries
Okay.
or outsourcing tasks so you're not doing everything yourself.
Right, so that you're not tied
Yeah,
to that.
exactly. And this really is at the heart of what he calls the new rich mindset.
Yeah.
So these aren't necessarily people with like massive fortunes,
No.
but they prioritize time and flexibility over like the typical measures of wealth. Exactly. It's not about just like how much money you're making, but how much control you have over your time.
I see.
Yeah, it's what he calls relative income.
Yeah.
So instead of just trying to boost your total income, the new rich focus on how much they earn per hour worked.
Okay.
They want to make the most of every hour. He gives this great example where he says, like, imagine two people both earning $50,000 a year.
Yep.
One works 80 hours a week to reach that number, while the other only works 10.
Wow.
Who's
Oh.
truly wealthier in terms of time and freedom?
That's a really powerful way to look at it.
Right.
It's not about the size of your paycheck,
Yeah.
but how much of your life you're trading for it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that really challenges you to think about your priorities, doesn't it?
It does. And this leads us to one of the most practical principles in the book,
Okay.
the 80-20 principle, or Pareto's law.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of this one?
Absolutely. 80-20 principle. Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea that like 80% of your results come from just 20% of your effort. And it's amazing how often that applies.
It really does. He uses a business anecdote to illustrate this,
Okay.
where he realized that only 5 out of his 120 wholesale customers generated 95% of his revenue.
Wow.
Like, imagine
That's huge.
he was putting so much effort into those other customers who were barely making a difference.
Yeah, and it makes you think about like what are the 20% activities in your own life?
Exactly.
What are those few things that really move the needle?
Mm.
That's a great exercise for anyone, I think.
It is. And speaking of focusing on what matters, Ferriss has some pretty strong opinions on
yeah.
traditional time management.
Yeah, he doesn't mince words.
He straight up calls being busy a form of laziness.
Yeah, it's so counterintuitive, but I kind of see his point.
The problem is being busy can become a way of life.
Hmm.
A way to avoid the truly important tasks
Right.
that might require more focus or make us uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We fill our days with low-impact tasks to avoid facing the bigger, scarier things.
Yeah, it's almost like you trick yourself into feeling productive by keeping busy,
Yeah.
even if it's not actually getting you closer to your goals.
Exactly.
And this is where Parkinson's law comes in, right?
Yes.
Work expands to fill the time we allot for it.
Exactly. It's why we can stretch a simple task into an entire day
Yeah.
if we don't set clear boundaries. So Ferriss recommends setting strict deadlines.
Okay.
To create that sense of urgency, it helps you stay laser focused on what really matters and prevent less important tasks from taking over.
That's so key. And it really does tie back to that 80-20 principle.
It does.
If you can identify those 20% activities that really matter,
Right.
then you can free up so much time and energy.
Absolutely. Now, this might sound extreme,
Right.
but another area where Ferriss challenges the status quo is information consumption.
Okay.
He has this radical approach he calls the low information diet.
So wait, he doesn't even watch the news.
He doesn't, and he avoids newspapers, too.
That's a bold move these days.
It is, but his argument is that most of the information we consume is either irrelevant to our goals or quickly forgotten, you know?
Right, it's just noise.
We're bombarded with so much noise that it's hard to focus on what truly matters.
It really is information overload.
Yeah.
And he's not just saying, like, ignore everything.
Right.
He does give you some really specific tactics.
Yes.
For being more selective about your reading.
Yeah.
Like he suggests focusing on how I did it types of accounts.
Yes.
Using a pen to guide your eyes and reading in short bursts to improve retention.
Mm-hmm.
These seem like pretty practical things that anyone can try.
Absolutely. It's about choosing quality over quantity.
Right.
And being intentional with the information you allow into your life.
I see.
And that leads us to another one of Ferriss's core concepts.
Okay.
Automation.
Oh.
He's a big advocate for designing businesses that practically run themselves.
That's appealing.
It is, and he shows how it's done. He uses the example of Doug, a musician who built a successful online business. Selling sound effects, he partnered with major sound libraries. Set up a website and pretty much let the system do the work.
That's brilliant. But I imagine choosing the right product is crucial.
Yes, you're right.
Especially one that doesn't require a lot of customer service.
He stresses picking products that are relatively hands-off, low customer service needs are key for maximizing your freedom.
Okay.
And minimizing your involvement in the day-to-day.
So we're automating our businesses. We're focused on the 20%.
Right.
We're even escaping like the constant barrage of information.
Yeah.
What does Ferriss suggest we do with all this newfound time and freedom?
Well, he has this really intriguing concept called mini retirements.
Sure.
So instead of taking those short, frantic vacations we're all used to, he proposes relocating to a new place for 1 to 6 months at a time.
So it's about really like immersing yourself in a culture, having deeper learning experiences, and
Yes.
often it's even cheaper than living at home.
Ferriss shares his actual monthly expenses from living in Buenos Aires and Berlin.
Yeah.
And it's eye-opening how affordably you can live in
You
some
know.
of the most amazing cities in the world.
I was really struck by his experience in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Like he lived in a penthouse apartment,
Yeah.
took tango lessons, enjoyed the city, and his expenses were like shockingly low.
Yeah.
It really challenges that assumption that like traveling has to break the bank.
That's the beauty of it if you're strategic about where you go
Mhm.
and take advantage of those currency differences we talked about earlier.
Right.
You can live incredibly well
Yeah.
for a fraction of the cost of living in a major U.S. city.
So it's about knowing where to look
Yeah.
and how to maximize your resources.
It is.
This all sounds incredible, but I do wonder about like that potential void
Yeah.
that can come with so much freedom.
Hmm.
What happens after you escape the 9-to-5 grind?
Right.
Like, does Ferriss address that?
He does, and he's very honest about his own struggles
Okay.
with what he calls like post-escape anxiety. He emphasizes the importance of defining new goals and finding a sense of purpose outside of work.
Right. So it's not just about running away from something.
Yeah.
It's about running towards something
It is.
that you're passionate about.
Exactly. It's about filling that void with meaningful activities, whether it's learning a new language, pursuing a creative passion, or finding ways to give back to others.
I see.
It's about designing a life that truly reflects your values and aspirations.
That's great. This has been a really great overview
Yeah.
of some of the key ideas in the 4-Hour Workweek, from challenging defaults to eliminating the unimportant automating income streams,
Right.
finding purpose beyond the traditional work structure. There's just so much to unpack here.
There is.
Is there one idea so far that's really resonating with you?
I think for me, the most powerful idea is just this idea of questioning assumptions.
Yeah.
Ferriss constantly pushes us to challenge those default beliefs we have about work, life, and success.
Yeah.
You know, he shows us that there are alternative paths
All right.
and that we don't have to settle for the status quo.
I see.
We have the power to design our own lives.
It's a really inspiring message.
It is.
It's about taking control and not being afraid to ask, what if?
Yeah.
What if things could be different?
Right.
What if I could create a life that truly aligns with my values and passions?
Absolutely.
And I think the challenge for you, the listener, is to think about one small change you can make today
Okay.
to start living more intentionally.
Even a tiny step in the right direction can make a huge difference in the long run.
Absolutely. And I'm going to leave you with this thought-provoking question.
Okay.
If you could design your ideal week, what would it look like? Really imagine it. Because the possibilities are endless.
They are. Yeah, it really gets those creative juices flowing, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Thinking about your ideal week can really help you uncover what you truly value.
totally.
Yeah.
And Ferriss gives us a ton of really practical tips to start moving in that direction. One that I thought was really interesting is this concept of comfort challenges.
Okay.
So it's all about pushing yourself outside your comfort zone,
Yeah.
but in these like
Right.
manageable bite-sized ways.
Like building a muscle,
Yeah.
but for courage and confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
He gives a few examples.
Yeah.
One that I thought was interesting was the eye-gazing challenge.
Okay.
So practicing holding eye contact with someone until they look away first
Interesting.
sounds so simple,
Yeah.
but a lot of people find it surprisingly difficult.
It's about overcoming that social awkwardness, like getting comfortable with those moments that might feel a little awkward at first.
Exactly. Instead of dreading those situations, you
Yeah.
kind of lean into them.
I like that.
Yeah. He also suggests trying a no day.
Okay.
For a full 24 hours, you just say no
Wow,
to every request that comes your way.
that's tough.
It's a powerful way to set boundaries and realize you have more control over your time than you might think.
Yeah, especially for people pleasers like me. It's almost like a reset button
Yeah,
for your priorities.
it is.
These comfort challenges might seem a bit strange at first,
Right.
but I can see how they could really help you build that resilience.
Yeah.
You need to like design a life on your own terms.
Absolutely.
And speaking of taking control, outsourcing is like a huge part of Ferriss's approach.
He takes it to another level.
He does.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
He outsources everything from scheduling appointments to researching travel destinations. He even outsources...
Wait for it, worrying?
Hold
Hold on. Outsourcing worrying.
Seriously.
Got to hear more about this.
He hired a virtual assistant in India specifically to handle his worries.
Wow.
He'd email her his concerns, and she'd respond with reassurances and reminders that she was taking care of it.
Okay.
It sounds wild,
It does.
but Ferriss says it actually worked for him.
I guess it's about recognizing that you don't have to carry all those mental burdens yourself.
Yeah.
It's like delegating those nagging thoughts so you can focus on the things that actually require your attention.
That's a great way to put it. It's about freeing up mental bandwidth so you can be more present and focused on what matters.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of outsourcing, Ferriss has a particular fondness for hiring virtual assistants from India.
Oh, yeah. Do you know why that is?
Well, it's partly because of cost savings.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The cost of living in India is lower, so you can often find highly skilled assistants at more affordable rates.
Yeah.
But it's also about the huge pool of talent.
Okay.
There are tons of highly skilled English-speaking virtual assistants available.
So you're getting both quality and affordability.
They are.
That makes a lot of sense. And he doesn't just talk about this in theory.
No.
He actually gives you like specific websites and resources
He does.
for finding and hiring virtual assistants.
He walks you through the whole process, from writing effective job descriptions to setting clear expectations and managing communication. He even addresses those potential challenges that come with working remotely across different time zones.
It's almost like a blueprint
It is.
for building your own virtual team.
Yeah.
And this all ties back to creating what Ferriss calls the muse,
Yes.
that automated business that generates income
Right.
while you're off living your dream life.
Yeah.
And he breaks down like building a muse into several steps.
He does. And the first step is crucial: choosing the right product.
Okay.
He recommends focusing on products that have a high profit margin, require minimal customer service, and can be produced or sourced fairly quickly.
It's all about maximizing efficiency and minimizing hassle.
It is. You want to create a business that runs like a well-oiled machine, even when you're not around to manage every little detail.
Yeah, and he emphasizes the importance of finding a niche market.
Yeah.
It's a specific group of customers with like a clearly defined need.
Right. It's easier to stand out and become a leader in a niche market than to try to compete in a more crowded general space.
Like the saying goes, it's better to be a big fish in a small pond.
Exactly. And he shares some pretty interesting examples of successful muses,
He does.
including his own business selling a supplement called Brain Quicken.
And there's another one that I thought was really funny.
What's that?
A guy named Danny Black, who rents out dwarfs for entertainment purposes.
No, that's a niche market.
Like, that is niche.
If I've ever heard one.
It just shows that there's a market for almost anything,
There is.
no matter how unusual it might seem.
You just got to find it.
It's all about finding those underserved needs and coming up with creative solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where that entrepreneurial spirit comes in,
Right.
that willingness to see opportunities where others might not.
Absolutely. And before you go all in on a product idea, Ferriss emphasizes the importance of testing.
Okay.
He's a big believer in what's called the lean startup approach.
Okay.
So starting small, experimenting, and getting feedback from real customers before investing a ton of time and money.
It's a much smarter, more data-driven approach
It is.
to building a business.
Yeah.
And he even gives like specific strategies
He does.
for testing product ideas using online advertising platforms. So you're not just guessing, you're actually getting real data
Right.
of what people are willing to buy.
Exactly. And once you have a product that's selling, Ferriss dives into building the virtual architecture of your muse.
Okay.
So that system of outsourcers and automated processes
Right.
that keep everything running smoothly.
He calls it building the engine.
Yes. It's all about putting those systems in place so the business can operate efficiently even without your constant intervention.
And he really emphasizes like eliminating unnecessary tasks and decision points.
It's all about simplifying and streamlining. He even talks about the art of undecision.
Okay, that sounds kind of counterintuitive.
It does, but it's basically about reducing the number of choices you have to make
Okay.
to free up mental energy and improve efficiency.
I guess it's about focusing on the essential and letting go of the things that don't truly matter.
It is like decluttering your mind as well as your business.
Yeah.
He uses this great example of Joseph Sugarman, a legendary marketer who built a hugely successful business selling blue blocker sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Sugarman was a big believer in offering customers very few choices.
Okay.
He understood that too many options can lead to analysis paralysis
Right.
and make it harder for people to make a decision.
So sometimes limiting choices can actually boost sales.
It can. It makes the buying process simpler and more straightforward.
That's fascinating.
Ferriss also talks about the power of crafting a compelling guarantee.
Okay.
He's a big fan of what he calls the lose-win guarantee,
Okay.
which goes beyond the typical money-back guarantee.
What makes the lose-win guarantee so different?
It's about completely shifting the risk from the customer to the seller.
Yeah, okay.
You're basically making the customer feel like they have nothing to lose.
I see.
Ferriss uses the example of a shirt company that offered a 200% money-back guarantee.
Wow.
If you weren't happy with the shirts, you'd get double your money back.
That's bold.
It is.
It definitely makes a statement about how much you believe in your product.
It does. It builds trust and confidence. And once you've got your muse up and running, Ferriss gets into the really exciting stuff, escaping the office.
Yeah.
He calls it the disappearing act.
Okay.
And he provides a step-by-step guide for negotiating a remote work arrangement with your boss.
This is where I think a lot of people might hit a roadblock.
Yeah.
It can be tough to convince your boss to let you work remotely,
It can?
especially if the company culture isn't really set up for it.
All right.
What are some of his tips?
He starts by recommending that you establish a track record of consistently exceeding expectations.
Okay.
If you're already a top performer,
Right.
it's much easier to make a case for working remotely.
So you need to prove that you're reliable and productive,
You do.
even without constant supervision.
Exactly. Then he suggests introducing the idea gradually,
Okay.
maybe by asking to work from home 1 or 2 days a week.
Okay.
You frame it as a way to increase your productivity and reduce distractions, which benefits the company as well as you.
It's about presenting it as a win-win situation.
Exactly. He also talks about using social proof.
Okay.
So highlighting examples of other successful companies that have embraced remote work policies.
That's a good tactic.
It helps to normalize the idea and shows your boss that it's not some crazy radical concept.
Right.
And if your boss is still resistant, Ferriss suggests what he calls the hourglass approach,
Okay.
taking an extended leave of absence, maybe for a family emergency or a personal project,
Okay.
and then negotiating a remote work arrangement upon your return.
So you're kind of using that time away
You are.
to demonstrate that you can be just as productive,
Exactly.
if not more so working outside the traditional office environment.
Exactly. And for those who are truly unhappy in their current jobs, Ferriss doesn't sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
He encourages readers to confront their fears and consider walking away,
Wow.
even if it feels scary.
He's not afraid to deliver some tough love.
He's not. But he also provides some helpful tools
That okay?
for dealing with those fears and limiting belief that might be holding you back.
Like what?
He includes exercises for identifying those negative thoughts and reframing them in a more positive light. He even has a rage exercise
A rage exercise.
where you write down all your frustrations and resentments to get them out of your system.
That sounds cathartic.
It can be.
I can see how they could help you, like, release some of that pent-up negativity.
Yeah.
And make space for new possibilities.
Exactly. And once you've taken that leap, whether it's negotiating remote work or leaving your job entirely, Ferriss gets into the nitty-gritty of designing your mini retirement.
Okay, this is where the fun begins.
This is where it gets good. He talks about choosing destinations that align with your interests and goals, finding affordable accommodations and transportation, and really immersing yourself in the local culture.
It's all about traveling like a local.
It is avoiding the tourist traps and really getting a feel for what it's like to live in a different part of the world.
Yeah.
He even provides a packing list for minimalist travel, encouraging you to ditch those bulky suitcases and travel light.
It's about maximizing freedom and flexibility.
It is. And of course, he addresses those common fears that people have about long-term travel.
Like what?
Safety concerns, loneliness, missing out on career opportunities.
Right.
He tackles them head on.
Well,
He shares real-world examples of people who have overcome those fears and had incredible experiences traveling the world. He reminds us that the world is generally a safe place, that there are ways to stay connected with loved ones while traveling, and that taking time off to explore can actually enhance your career prospects.
it's about challenging those assumptions and embracing a more adventurous mindset.
Yes, and he's very practical, too.
Okay.
He gives tips for handling logistics, like finances, communication, and healthcare while you're abroad.
He's really thought of everything.
He has. It's like a comprehensive guide to designing your dream life. And while we've talked a lot about the practicalities of creating a 4-hour workweek, Ferriss doesn't shy away from the emotional and psychological challenges.
Yeah, like that potential void that can come with so much newfound freedom.
He's open about his own experience with post-escape anxiety and the need to define new goals and find a sense of purpose.
Right, so it's not just about escaping work.
Right.
It's about creating something truly meaningful and fulfilling.
Exactly. And that's going to look different for everyone.
Yeah.
It's about discovering what brings you joy and purpose and building your life around those things.
That leads us to another important concept that Ferriss introduces,
Okay.
the idea of service.
Right.
He believes that true fulfillment comes from contributing to something larger than yourself.
He does. He talks about finding a cause you're passionate about and using your skills and resources to make a positive impact. He even suggests incorporating service into your mini retirements, maybe by volunteering with a local organization or participating in a community project.
It's about giving back to the world and making a difference, and it's something you can integrate into your life no matter where you are or what you're doing.
And it can be incredibly rewarding.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We-
From escaping the office to designing your mini retirements, building your muse, and finding purpose beyond the 9-to-5 grind, the 4-hour workweek offers a roadmap for creating a life of freedom, fulfillment, and purpose.
It's packed with practical advice, inspiring stories, and thought-provoking exercises.
It's a book that can truly change your life if you let it.
I think the key takeaway is that it's all possible.
Yeah,
You don't have to settle for the status quo. You
Okay.
have the power to design a life you love.
absolutely. And it all starts with taking that first step, no matter how small it might seem.
Right.
Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. There will be challenges along the way, but the rewards are well worth it.
They are so. Go out there and start designing your dream life.
And before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to share one of my favorite quotes from Ferriss.
Okay.
He says, "Life is too short to be anything but happy."
What a beautiful reminder.
It really is. So let's all make a commitment to live lives that are filled with joy, purpose, and adventure.
Here, and that's a great place to pause for now.
Yeah, it really does get to the heart of it, doesn't it? Like, it's a reminder that we have a choice, in how we live our lives.
Right.
We don't have to settle for unhappiness or mediocrity.
And he doesn't just inspire us with ideas. He actually provides a ton of resources in the book.
Yeah.
Websites, tools, recommended books.
He gives you the goods
He does.
to help us actually put these concepts into practice.
Like he really wants to equip people
Yeah.
with the knowledge and resources they need to create their own version of the 4-hour workweek.
Yeah, he's not just telling us what to do.
Yeah.
He's showing us how to do it.
Exactly.
And one thing that I noticed as I was going through it was how much he emphasizes the importance of questioning assumptions.
Yes. It's like a thread.
Yeah.
It runs through the whole book.
He constantly encourages us to challenge those default beliefs that we've kind of inherited about work, money, success.
Like, why?
Yeah, why do we work the way we do?
Why do we define success the way we do?
Why do we accept these limitations that we've placed on ourselves?
Right.
Right.
It's about breaking free from those mental constraints and opening ourselves up to new possibilities.
And that can be scary, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Challenging those deeply ingrained beliefs can feel really unsettling.
It can, but it's also incredibly liberating.
Yeah.
It's about reclaiming your power and choosing to live life on your own terms,
Yeah.
becoming the architect of your own destiny.
And I think that's what Ferriss does so brilliantly in this book,
Yeah.
is he provides the tools and the guidance to help us deconstruct those beliefs and design lives that are truly aligned with our values and aspirations.
He empowers us to take control and create lives that are filled with purpose, meaning, and adventure.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive today,
Okay.
I want to leave you, the listener, with one final thought.
Okay.
Ferriss talks about the importance of defining your own definition of success.
Yes.
It's not about keeping up with the Joneses or achieving some arbitrary standard set by society.
Right.
It's about creating a life that is meaningful and fulfilling to you.
I love that it's about aligning your life with your values and aspirations,
Yeah.
not someone else's.
So as you move forward on your own journey, I encourage you to ask yourself, what does success look like to me? What kind of life do I want to create?
Those are powerful questions to reflect on, and remember, the answers lie within you.
They do trust your instincts, embrace your passions, and never stop exploring.
What a perfect way to end our deep dive into the 4-hour workweek.
It has been such a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to you, the listener, we hope you've gained some valuable insights and inspiration from our conversation.
Yes.
Now go out there and design a life you love.
Until next time, happy designing.